mission and I won't stop. No destination, but it's worth a shot. You gotta let me go. You gotta let me go. You gotta let me go. Ready for a war, got my armor gear. Sharpen your sword cause the time is near. Gotta do it big like Bon Iver. I'm a rock star on a chandelier. Off the walls, yeah, I'm about to go crazy. For the beast, anybody that can tame me.
I ordered samples from Zanzi Beauty of their foundations. I ordered 2 different sample packs, and here are the colors I tried out. I did swatches of all of the shades that I thought might work from lightest to deepest, and then I let those dry to see how well they matched. I also decided to look at these swatches at different angles and in different lighting, just make sure that I knew whether or not I would have a possible match. From those swatches, I found 4 of the closest matches and decided to compare those next to each other to see if any of those would work for me. Again, I looked at different angles and in different lighting to see what looked the best. I decided that Holy Grail was my closest match, so I did that on one half of my face. And the closest one to that would be Burning Amber, so I tried that on the other half of my face just to see how they looked side by side. While letting those dry, I was just trying to smooth things out of my face, and I realized that I got a dark streak when I wiped across it. It changed the undertone to being less red or less warm and more acceptable, but it also made it deeper, so they did not match. Just in case anyone thought that those were matches, I swatched off the bottom half of my face. You can see my skin compared to the foundation to know that they did not match. Because the foundations turned darker when I swiped them, I decided, well, let's try out Vixen Bronze and Flawless Nude on my face and smooth those out and see if maybe they would match after they were smoothed out. They didn't. I did decide that Flawless Nude and Burning Amber would probably make a good mix, and that would probably be my best color. So I tried those 2 mixed together, and they did seem to match fairly well. And based on where they fell on the color chart, I decided to give Holy Grail another chance on the other side of my face. Holy Grail looked different this time, so I decided to go ahead and do a full face and see how that looked. I did find that it is a little too deep, even though on the side of my face, not directly facing the light, it did seem to match a little bit better, but in direct lighting, it is too deep. Didn't think I found a match, so I decided to try again. The shades I'll be trying are the Honeycomb, Vixen Bronze, then Holy Grail, Burning Amber, Obsession, Shadow Nights. Hopefully, if one of those does work, I will have enough left to do a wear test. I will let you know. So these are just straight swatches, and these are blended out, which is interesting because that first swatch, which seems super duper light on me, blended in pretty well. But I'm wondering if maybe I just didn't have enough on my face. So I'm gonna put a little bit more on here. I'll let these dry, and then I'll come back and decide from there if any of these are a possible match. So again, this is Honeycomb. As you can see, it looks pretty darn light. Let's see, Honeycomb and Vixen Bronze look very ashy on me. Honeycomb probably because it's too light, and Vixen Bronze because it's too light and too neutral. On this side, you can see I accidentally swatched a little bit of that third one over the top of it. And then the fourth one, the fifth one, which the wet parts look like it would match, but the blended out parts, not so much. So the blended out ones are completely dry, and then the swatched ones, probably not so much. Okay, so I've tried out a few of the samples, and I'm not sure about the color I'm about to try. I'm going to try Obsession. This time I'm going to try it with, not on a bare face. I have used my toner, moisturized, now I'm going to prime. So I'll use my One Heck of a Blot. Okay, and it's the weekend, so that's why I can take a little bit more time, where I'm actually gonna do my full face the way I normally would and see how it looks after everything's said and done. And then if it looks good, I can do a wear test. Let's start with concealer. Use my Revolution Conceal and Define in the shade C15. Next, I will use my RCMA No Color Powder to set my concealer. I'm going to use the Zanzi Flawless Liquid Cream Foundation in the shade Obsession. Not sure if I have a color in this brand, because I think I've tried pretty much anything around where I should be. This looks like it's going to be way too deep. We're gonna see what happens when I do my full face. And their samples are a pretty decent amount, so if it works out that this is a good shade for me, I can also try to get another day. I think I have enough to do one more day. See, that's a little deep. But I mean, it matches well with like my forehead and like my eyelids. Just not sure if it's suitable enough match to do face. I mean, I think it matches my neck too. I really don't know. But it seems to be different when it dries. So I'm gonna let it dry. Before I let it dry, I'm gonna put a little bit more on my nose, because for some reason, it did not want to stick to my nose. Yeah, as we sit right now, that looks way too deep. I will come back in about 10 minutes and we'll see if we see a difference. So while I was waiting, I just moisturized and brushed through my hair, and then I put on some lip gloss, but I haven't touched my face at all. And this is what we're looking like. It's still, I think it's a little deep, but I think I can make it work. So we're just gonna roll with it and see what happens. And because the way they do their samples overlap. So there's another Madame Melanin, Double Espresso, Inspired, Shadow Nights. Yeah, Shadow Nights was way too deep. Holy Grail, which is the other one I was considering being my color. So maybe I'll do a full face of that one with highlight and contour. No, I did that on Friday. I just didn't videotape it. Oh. I did take pictures though, which I will insert. And I took those pictures and then finished my face and went to work. But it was too orange like in these areas around here. It didn't look like it's separated, but for some reason in the center of my face, it was like this orangey red color. I got Inspired again, and another Madame Melanin. I was looking to see if I maybe had one I could use for highlight, but I do not. My Midnight Cream Blush that I've been using this week, it's the Ultra Blush in the shade Coven Red. And it's nice, sheer. I wouldn't actually really call it a cream. It's more like a balm. And for highlight today, we'll use my Wonder Cover Concealer in the shade Warm Sand. It is really light, but since this is really deep, I figured maybe it'll balance each other out. Okay, that was a little tough to blend. So if you're looking for a combination of concealer and foundation where your concealer won't budge, I would highly recommend using the Zanzi foundation and the AOA Wonder Cover Concealer, because they did not want to move, but blended out as best I could. And of course, you know I powder over everything anyway, so it's not going to be a problem, but just thought I'd share that. I'm going to set under my eyes and my nose with my Ben Nye Pretty Pink powder. Now I'm going to do my cream contour using the Ben Nye Media Pro Ultra Blush in the shade Onyx, which is MUC29. And this one is a little more pigmented than the red one, so I need to use a smaller applicator. I'm going to use even less, just that little tiny little bit on the edge there. I need to stop contouring my nose. It just makes that one spot there more prominent. And I don't even know why I contour my nose, I just do it. The highlight of my nose, yeah. Contouring it, me. And I'm just using this tiny little bit. It's like not even bumped up, it's just like flat on there, like I just slid it across. So I've been using these Ben Nye blushes for about a week now, and the red one is perfect as is. This black one, I'm gonna have to mix it with something because I'm way too heavy-handed, and I just messed that mess up. But when I put my powder on, it should be okay, so I'm gonna leave it alone for now. Now I'm just gonna do my eyes, and then I'll be back. Okay, so my eyes are done. I'm going to brush off my bake and throw on my Ben Nye nutmeg powder. Just looking at my reflection in the mirror behind my phone camera. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. So, yeah, I'm not going to do a wear test on this. But I will do another video. I'm going to wipe all this stuff off. And we'll do, I have another new foundation to try out. So let's try that. So I'll be back again. Bye.